article about some guy, you know, men's league superstar, never played university or anything.
Yeah.
And was on their bench for 4 games. That's illegal.
I see their big buses outside.
Oh yeah.
I'm guessing they came down today.
Oh,
and I'm guessing they're going home afterwards.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Save $2,000,
Yeah, no, they don't want to pay for a hotel. Even though they don't play again until next Friday.
Not a lot of traffic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to the Scotiabank Center.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like they play at St. John's. They don't play again.
Basketball capital of Atlantic Canada.
Halifax is
Tonight's
supposed to
home
play
game features the Breton Highlanders and your very own
Bridge is probably close,
2016 NBL Canada champion, Halifax Hurricanes.
Not that I can play there.
No, I got up this morning.
Fans are reminded to protect the players and fans in the spirit of sportsmanship. The Hurricanes requested to refrain from running on the court of royal objecting participants or game officials. We also remind you that any spectator going to the court
This guy's pretty excited. He dunked on everyone. They're missing their 2 best players, really. But this guy who just shot that one, he's getting great shoots. Shooting right there. Yeah. They're missing really their 2
They got a
points.
They got a 13. I don't know. I guess he's very sound.
He played a year for CBU too, so the rest would know what's his name. He was 8 years for here. He only played 1 season for him, and then he went to some Division II school in NCAA. Have another guy, AUS guy, joining in a couple weeks. Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's joining them in a couple weeks.
Some talk about
All right, Hurricanes fans, let's hands together, make some noise, and welcome our number 1 fans, Swish and Little Swish.
Light it up, or learn what he needs to get better at over the summer. Right. Here they just got Rob Norman. Remember Rob Norman?
Since 9 losses, currently sitting in 4th place in the Atlantic Division, welcome the Breton Highlanders. Out of the University of Alabama, Birmingham, welcome 6'4" guard number 3, Chad Frazier. 6'4" of the University of Georgia, Charles Mann. Welcome 6'8" center from the University of Nebraska, Omaha, number 9, Mike Rosenthal. Out of North Carolina Ag & Tech, welcome 6'8" forward, number 15, Austin Whitaker. And number 32 of the University of Texas, Arlington, welcome 6'9" center, Anthony Walker. The Highlanders are led by head coach Ben Resner.
Check, check. Check, check. 1, 2.
Time to get loud and proud, Halifax. Please welcome, with a record of 13-2, currently atop the league in first place, reigning NBL champion, your Halifax Hurricanes. Welcome to the floor, number 262 car, Breton Highlanders. Proud son of the Breton 63 car, number 5, Kenny O'Connell. A Western CNS record holder, welcome 61 car, number 7, Joey Hayward. Out of Auburn, welcome 62 car, number 14, Antoine Mason. And number 15, 61 car, number 3, Kennedy. Representing the team of Auburn 69, center number 22, Ronaldo Dixon.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside Scotiabank Center, located in downtown Halifax, Nova Scotia, for Halifax Hurricanes basketball. I'm Vince Williams, and thank you for joining us tonight as the Battle of Nova Scotia ensues this evening between the defending NBLC champions versus the Cape Breton Highlanders. The Canes are coming off a very impressive three-game road trip, that is, where they managed to win 2 out of 3 contests versus the St. John Riptide and the Island Storm, the second and third place in the Atlantic Division, respectively. So returning tonight to the Scotiabank Center for back-to-back home games here. So the Highlanders control the tap, and starting for the Highlanders, number 3 at the point guard position, Chad Frazier. At shooting guard, number 6, Charles Mann Jr. At the power forward position, number 9, Mike Rostenpar. Shot's no good. Put back is there, and Walker gets him on the board. So it's 2-0 early for the Highlanders. And small forward, number 15, Austin Witter. And in the center, the affirmation, number 32, Anthony Walker. For the Hurricanes, number 1, power forward, Tyrone Watson. Number 10, small forward, Mike Poole. Poole with the jump shot. Shot's no good. Rebound by Rosenpaw. Chad Frazier controls the tempo here for the Highlanders. Frazier rises. Shot's too strong. Rebound by White. Canes race back the other way. Inside the CJ, back outside of Clint Scales. He quickly swings it to Poole. White thought about it. Steps inside the three-point line. Now Clint Scales, to Watson, pull-up jumper at the free throw line. Shot's no good. Rebound by Witter. So the Canes, 2 possessions, 2 good looks at the goal, unable to get anything done. And rounding out the starting lineup, and that's a traveling call on Walker, and it's a turnover, the first for the night for the Highlanders. Rounding out the starting lineup for the Canes, number 12, point guard Clint Scales, number 23, power forward Billy White, and number 20, CJ Washington is the center. So 10:30 left in the first quarter. Highlanders lead 2-0. Clint Scales now. Poole thought about it, swing inside the Watson. Watson tried to back 2 defenders down. CJ, jump shots, too strong, rebound by Rostenpor. So 3 trips down, 3 empty trips for the Canes. Mann Jr. backs in the Poole, gets him in the air, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Charles Mann Jr., 6'6" forward from University of Georgia, averaging 16 points per season, shooting 78% from the free throw line this year. Highlanders come into this game short-handed. 8 players in all as Mann misses the first. Missing the 2 starting point guards at the start of the season. Booker, Woodfox, as Mann knocks down the second, so it's 3-0 for the Highlanders. Booker Woodfox, a 6'1" guard from Creighton University, not available tonight. Along with Billy White knocks down a 3-ball. So that gets us back, stepped inside the 3-point line. It's a 2-point goal. So it's 3-2. Clint Scales now back the other way. White pulls up for 3. Shot's too strong, and is rebound by Mann Jr. Shadrach Lufau not available tonight for the Highlanders as Mann once again driving to the basket. And he's fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot 2 more. 6'9" forward from Wichita State unavailable tonight as well. And rounding out the lineup, not available tonight for the Highlanders, and head coach Ben Resner. Deron Scott, 6'6" guard from California State Polytech University. So, man, a 78% free throw shooter on the season, knocks down the first. And he misses the second. So, man's 2 for 4 from the free throw line here in this first quarter. He's got 2 points on the evening. 4-2 lead for the Highlanders. White trying to back down Rosenpark. Clint Scales inside, it's a floater and it's good. Great decision offensively and great outstanding patience there by Clint Scales as he was able to take his man through the middle of the paint with the left hand and drop the teardropper over the defender. Rosenpark trying to back down Poole. Too strong rebound by Watson. Canes come back the other way. Clint Scales drives to Watson. Watson splits the D and he finishes off the window. Great decision by Clint Scales as Watson was able to split his defenders and get it to go off the window. Great decision by Clint Scales. Unselfish basketball early by him. Witter's met at the rim, but he finishes over CJ. As Washington was at the rim, almost had the rejection, but the strength by Witter was able to get the flush to go with the 2 hands. Washington's shots no good as he was double teamed. Rebound by Rostenpark. Frazier again. Back outside the Rostenpark, and he knocks down the triple. Unorthodox shot from distance, but he gets it to go, and that's his first points on the evening. So a 3-ball by Rostenpark. 9-6 now for the Highlanders. Clint Scales thought about it. Back outside of Clint Scales, and they're giving him all the space in the world. Back inside the White, and White finishes. So Clint Scales passing up the 3-ball. And a nice lob pass inside to Billy, and Billy is able to beat the double team and get it to go. Walker now. Good defense there by Washington. Clint Scales comes back the other way. Billy inside to Watson, trying to back down Witter. Reverse the Poole. Poole pulls up. Shots in and out, and rebound by Rostenpark. Man Jr. closely guarded by Poole. Swings it to Frazier. Frazier off the screen, left hand. Shots no good, putbacks no good, and a slam. One-handed jam by Walker. As Walker stayed with it, the third chance opportunity came up good. So the Highlanders continuing to get second and third chance opportunities on their offensive trips. Lead it 11-8 now. Witter, the Rosenpark, that's picked off though. Quick hands by Watson. Coming back the other way are the Canes. Back to Watson. Gets his man in the air, draws the double team, and he turns it over. Man Jr. now in transition. He's bumped by Clint Scales. He'll go to the line, and it looks like he was in the act of shooting, but he's called a push foul, so it'll be still possession. The Highlanders will have it on the end line, and a timeout on the floor. It's 11-8, the Highlanders lead. Highlanders looking to be very aggressive offensively, doing a good job defensively. Not allowing no easy buckets underneath the basket. Early score leaders here in this contest. This evening, Walker leads the Highlanders with 4 points, and White respectively for the Canes. Both teams shooting 40% from the field, 4 for 10. Lone 3-ball knocked down this evening by Michael Rosenpark. So media timeout for both of these teams, trying to feel each other out, as this is game number 4 of the Battle of Nova Scotia. Last meeting between these two teams, they had to go to overtime at Center 200, where the Hurricanes were able to pull one out of the fire, 112 to 108. All on the strength of Taquan Zimmerman down the stretch. 6 for 12 on the evening. Ended up with 21 points, was 3 for 8 from downtown. All of those shots in the second half, in particularly in the fourth quarter. But it was Cliff Clinkscales who came up with a huge 3-ball to tie the game late in the fourth quarter, as it was his only shot from distance. He went 1 for 4, ended up with 7 points on the evening and 11 assists and only 1 turnover. But that's the type of numbers that you get from the captain of this team, number 12, Cliff Clinkscales. So, meeting number 4, Hurricanes have taken all 3 thus far. 2 of them on the road and 1 here at Scotiabank Center, and trying to make it 4 on the night. So, Mann Jr. will inbound the basketball. 19 and counting on the shot clock. 5:51 on the game in the first quarter. Frazier kicks it back outside to Mann. Looks for a screen, couldn't get it. Shot clock dwindling, he's got to hurry. Mann Jr. to the basket. Drew the contact, no call, and a shot clock violation. So good defensive stop coming out of that media timeout, as Billy White was able to meet Mann at the rim and not give him that easy opportunity. 11-8, Highlanders lead. CJ for 3. Shot short and a rebound by Rostenpour. As Rostenpour's got 4 defensive rebounds on the evening so far. Shaquille Keith checking into the game for the first time for the Highlanders, and his shot is rejected at the rim. And a turnover. CJ now, and that shot's rejected by Walker, back the other way. Mann Jr. for 3. That shot is short. Rebound by Clinkscales. Alley-oop inside to Billy. Billy with the nice catch, kicks it back outside the pool for 3. Shot short, and his rebound by Mann Jr. So good open look from distance for Mike Poole, unable to knock down the shot here in the first quarter. Frazier closely guarded by Clinkscales. Frazier leans in, gets it knocked away temporarily, gets it back, and he backs down Clinkscales, beating the shot clock. So good offensive possession by the Highlanders, and they extend the lead now to 5. 4:06 left in the first quarter. Clinkscales off the screen. And he's pushed in the back by Frazier, and that'll be Frazier's first. It'll be the Highlanders' first team foul. As Tyrell Edwards checks in the game for the Highlanders. And Taquan Zimmerman and Antoine Mason check in for the Canes, as Tyrone Watson and Cliff Clinkscales will go to the bench for Mike Leslie. First look tonight by the super subs, the reserves for the Canes, Taquan Zimmerman and Antoine Mason. Mason averaging 15 points per game on the season, along with Zimmerman with 12. Shots no good by Billy, rebound by Keith. Keith now off the screen, drives towards the rim, shots no good, and Walker with the 2-handed flush. Great athleticism thus far by Walker. That's 2 putbacks, 2 easy putbacks on the evening by Walker. One with the 1-handed flush, and that with the 2 emphatic flush there with the exclamation point on it. And Mason knocks down the 3-ball. So Mason off to a good start. His first shot from distance, as you can see in the replay, able to knock that one down. Closeout coming a little late. Keith now not using the screen to step back. Shot's no good. Kicked around, rebound by Billy. Billy in transition. Kicks it out to Poole. Poole jump shots no good. So Mike Poole's continuing the struggle. He's 0 for 3 from the field. 3 wide open looks, unable to bury the jumpers. As Frazier slashes towards the rim, and he's fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Chad Frazier, 6'4" guard from the University of Alabama, Birmingham. 14 points on the season. Shooting 76% from the free throw line. Yes, Austin Witter checks back in, and Anthony Walker checks to the bench for Coach Resner. Frazier had an outstanding game in the last meeting between these two teams. He knocks down the second, so he's 2 for 2 from the line. He lit it up at the center 200, 13 for 21 from the field. Ended up with a season high 35 points, 3 for 8 from distance. As Anthony Cox checks into the game for the first time for the Canes. Putback's no good there by Billy. Keith now, the Frazier trying to back down Zimmerman. Frazier shots short and rebound by Poole. Teams continuing the run in the transition. Zimmerman rises for 3. Shots no good, tipped around, and Frazier picks up the loose ball. So the Highlanders doing a good job of limiting the Hurricanes to the one and done. Austin Witter from way outside. Shots no good. Mason comes back the other way. Back to Zimmerman. Zimmerman thought about it. He blows by Rostenpaur. Rostenpaur's called for the blocking call. And Zimmerman had Rostenpaur out in space. So good decision with the basketball by Taquan Zimmerman. As Kenny Otino checks in for the first time for the Canes. As Mike Poole will go to the bench now. Billy swings it to Mason. Tipped inside, back to Mason. Mason, shots no good. Rebound by Rostenpaur. Again, Mike Rostenpaur doing a good job on the defensive rebound. It's last touched by Shaquille Keith, trying to plead his case there. And that's another turnover by the Highlanders, and that's their 4th on the evening. 17-11, the score still remains. Otino inside to Billy. Billy with the quick move and elevation, able to beat Rostenpaur at the basket. Billy converts. That's Billy White's 4th point on the evening. Frazier off the screen, jumper, and it's good. Chad Frazier's got 6 on the evening now. Still 6-point lead, just under a minute to go in the first quarter, 19-13. As it looks like Austin Witter will be called for the push. And that's his first. As Tyrone Watson checks back in. As Billy will go to the bench for the Canes. Seeing the replay, Cox trying to back down Witter. Not much contact there. Nevertheless, the personal called on Austin Witter. Watson trying to back down Witter now. Kicks it outside to Otino for 3. It's too strong and it's kicked around and it's picked up by Rostenpaur. Another defensive rebound and outstanding hustle by Mike Rostenpaur. So Frazier holding it here. A difference of 4 seconds on the shot and game clock. Frazier calling for the screen. He's got to go. Fires from 3. Too strong. Rebound by Cox. Mason's got a chance to put it up if he hurries. Mason at the buzzer, and it's no good. Had a good look. Was challenged by Chad Frazier, but a strong beginning for the Cape Breton Highlanders. They lead after 12 minutes, 19-13. Both teams not shooting particularly well in that first 12 minutes. As the Highlanders, 35%, was 7 for 20 from the field. And on the other side, the Canes, 27% from the field, 6 for 22. Both teams struggling tremendously from distance. 1 for 6 for the Highlanders and 1 for 8 for the Hurricanes. As the high men so far for both teams, Chad Frazier with 6 and Billy White with 6 respectively. But Mike Rostenpour with an outstanding game on the rebounding boards. He's got 8. Doing an outstanding job this evening. As the Highlanders as a whole are limiting the Canes to 1 and done. Not a lot of second chance points. None to be exact, as they have 6. So fans, don't forget, you want to follow your favorite teams, including your team tonight, the Halifax Hurricanes. Visit their website at halifaxhurricanes.ca, their Twitter and Instagram at HFX Hurricanes, their Facebook page at Halifax Hurricanes. And for stats, schedule, scores, and post-game interviews and everything National Basketball League of Canada, head to their webpage at nblcanada.ca, their Facebook at NBL Canada, their Twitter at NBL Canada, and their Instagram at NBL_Canada. So, upcoming schedule for the Hurricanes. After the 2 games this weekend, where the Moncton Miracles come in tomorrow night here at Scotiabank, they'll head out on the road. It'll be a 3-game road trip to the Central Division. Friday, February the 17th, they'll take on the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. And then on Sunday, February the 19th, they'll take on the Orangeville A's and finish up the road trip versus the first place of the Central Division, the London Lightning, on Monday, February the 20th, before returning home on Wednesday, February the 22nd, versus the Moncton Miracles. So just about ready to start the second quarter here, as the Canes start with Watson, Zimmerman, Otino, Cox, and Mason. Cox trying to back down Walker. Quick move towards the basket, and he draws the foul. As Anthony Walker's called for the reach, and Anthony Cox will go to the line to shoot 2. So for the Highlanders to start the second quarter, it'll be Frazier, Edwards, Witter, Keith, and the affirmation, Anthony Walker, as Cox misses the first. Cox misses the second and knocked out of bounds. And last touch by Walker, and it will remain Hurricanes possession. Tino swings it to Zimmerman. Frazier did a good job of fighting through the screens there. Otino had an opportunity, passed it up. Cox now trying to back down his defender. Watson's shots deflected by Witter. So good defensive stop there for the Highlanders on that trip down. Frazier closely guarded by Otino. Swings it to Keith. Keith fires for 3. Bang! And Keith knocks down the open 3 ball. Good offensive set that last trip down for the Highlanders, extending the lead to 22-13, their biggest lead of the night. Teardrop can't go for Mason. Rebound by Witter. Once again, another 1 and done for the Hurricanes. Frazier now looking for the horn screen. Double screen at the top of the 3-point line. Gives it back to Frazier. Dribble handoff to Keith. Keith closely guarded. Shot clock's dwindling. He's got to go. Keith with a nice crossover and finish with the right hand on the left side as he drew the contact on Anthony Cox. So Keith did an outstanding job. You take a look at the replay here, splitting the defense. Good crossover. Drew the contact, and with his right hand, reverse layup there, was able to get it to go, and he'll go to the line to complete the 3-point play, and he does. As Frazier will go to the bench, and Mann Jr. checks back in for the Highlanders. their biggest lead on the night. 25-13 here in the second quarter. It looks like a blocking call on Tyrell Edwards. And it will remain Hurricanes possession as Taquan Zimmerman will inbound the basketball on the baseline. 14 on the shot, 10-24 in the second quarter. Zimmerman thought about it. Back to Zimmerman, he fires for three. Too strong, and it's rebound by Edwards. Another defensive rebound for the Highlanders. This man Junior now directing traffic in their half-court set. Keith drew the double team. Keith still handling it. Kicks it to Walker. Walker thought about it, but he traveled. Call for too many steps. Indecision there by Walker. Looked like he had the jumper, or could have put the ball on the floor and maybe got to the rim if he would have made a decision quickly. But a turnover there, and that's turnover number 6 on the evening for the Highlanders. Timeout on the floor as the Canes turn it over. As Mike Leslie had enough, and he's got to make some major adjustments right now as the Hurricanes off to a very slow start. Shooting from the field, continuing the struggle in this second quarter. 6 for 26 from the field, only 23%. On the other side, the Highlanders doing a good job at converting. 9 for 23 at just under 40% from the field. The key right now, the Highlanders doing an outstanding job of limiting the Hurricanes to one-chance opportunities every offensive trip down. So head coach Ben Resner getting everything possible out of the 8 men that have dressed tonight for the Highlanders here in game number 4 of the Battle of Nova Scotia. Frazier leading the charge with 6 points on the evening. Mike Rostenpour with 8 rebounds. And on the other side, Billy White leading both offensive categories with 6 points and 4 rebounds. So some major adjustments definitely need to be made for Halifax. They are down with their biggest deficit thus far in this ballgame. Shooting abysmal, 23% from the field. Coach Mike Leslie had no choice but to call timeout and try to regroup and re-energize this team right now. Right now they are very flat. So man Junior now. Walker swings at the Witter, inside to Keith. Keith was looking for the push. So good defensive stop coming out of the timeout, just what the doctor ordered for the Canes. So an opportunity here to put some points on the board as Billy comes back the other way, and Cox will go to the bench for the Hurricanes. Billy wide open at the top of the arc. Just inside, knocks down the jumper. Billy White's got 6 on the evening. 10-point lead for the Highlanders. Keith trying to take Zimmerman off the dribble, backing him down now. Fadeaways, too strong, and it's rebound by Watson. Watson on the transition. Had numbers, but pulls it out. Otino fires for 3. Bang, and Otino knocks down the big triple. So the Canes were off to a 5-0 run, coming out of that timeout, responding. Lead down now, 25-18 as man off the window. Looked for the contact, and man Junior gets it to go. Zimmerman now, and finishes off the window as he drew the contact on Edwards. As Taquan Zimmerman now will go to the line to complete the three-point play. As Frazier and Rostenpar come back the other way for the Highlanders. As Keith and Edwards will go to the bench. 7-point lead. Zimmerman looking to make it 6, and Zimmerman completes the three-point play. And that's Taquan's 3 points, first 3 points that is on the evening. Zimmerman averaging 12 points on the season. Frazier, the Rostenpar for 3, bang, and he knocks down another. Set shot, no elevation on that 3 ball, but he's 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. Otino now, bang, and he fires it. Otino's 2 for 2, 2 for 3, excuse me, back-to-back triples though in consecutive trips. As you can see in the replay there, lots of space given by Mann Jr. And Otino knocks down the 3 ball. 5-point lead now. Rostenpar taking his man, and wow, and Walker almost finished at the rim as Rostenpar tried to back down Mason. Zimmerman thought about it. Nice play, and unselfish basketball by Taquan Zimmerman. Had the shot from beyond the arc, but gave up a good shot for an outstanding shot as Tyrone Watson was underneath the basket wide open. You can see in the replay, that's the previous trip down. Tino there knocking down the 3 ball. As you can see there, that's the last play before Coach Ben Resner was forced to call the timeout. As Zimmerman passed up the 3 ball and was able to find a wide open Tyrone Watson cutting towards the basket as the Hurricanes responding out of that timeout. Now the lead is cut to 3. All on the strength, some timely shooting from beyond the arc. As Kenny Otino was able to knock down consecutive 3 balls and consecutive offensive trips down. Good defensive stops and opportunities in transition allow the Hurricanes to cut a double-digit deficit to a single-digit deficit. 1 possession game now. This timeout was called on the floor by head coach Ben Resner and the Highlanders. Highlanders now trying to regroup as they were off to a very fast start. Did the job offensively, and defensively as well, as they continue to shoot just above 40%, but it was the defense. The defense was the difference, limiting the Hurricanes to one and dones, but the Hurricanes have found their stride now. As Frazier coming out of the timeout, crosses the timeline and gives it to Mann Jr. Back to Frazier. Frazier looking for a screen. Doesn't use it. The shot clock dwindling now as Rostenpar too quick with the feet, and he's called for too many steps. So turnover there, and that's turnover number 7 on the evening for the Highlanders. Watson trying to back down Walker. Walker rejects it, but he's called for the goaltend. It's Walker ain't given the space, and this guy's got some crazy ups. Great athleticism, 6'9", from the University of Texas, Arlington. He has shown some flashes tonight of his ability to get up. And Frazier, count it. Frazier with the left hand battles through the contact. That's Kenny Otino's first. You can see in the replay a little push from behind. As Frazier, with great body control, was able to concentrate and get the left hand to go, and he completes the 3-point play. So Chad Frazier converting the 3-point play now, and he has 9 on the evening. Watson with the left off the window as he was able to beat Rasenpour off the dribble. 2-point lead. Just over 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. Highlanders continuing the lead. They have led all the way in this one. Mann Jr. pull up. Shot short, rebound by Watson. Canes got numbers if they can get out in the open floor. Otino thought about it to Zimmerman. He fires, bang, and Zimmerman knocks down the triple. Great ball movement as Otino passed up the 3-ball, swung it to a wide open Zimmerman, and he was able to knock it down. And the first lead on the evening for the Hurricanes. They lead at 33-32 now. Rasenpour, shots challenged in his rebound by White, swings it to Watson, and he overthrew the transition run out by Watson. But it looked like there was some contact there by Mike Rasenpour. And no opportunity there as a turnover. Number 3 on the evening for the Hurricanes. Nice two-man game, and a flush and finish facial at the rim by Anthony Walker. Not sure why Otino elevated, but the 6'9" Anthony Walker, I'm not sure as anybody in this building tonight can challenge him at the rim, as he was able to complete it over the outstretched hand of Kenny Otino. Watson off the window, he gets the banker to go. So Watson responding the other way. Both teams trading baskets. Still a 1-point lead for the Canes, 35-34. Witter trying to back down Mason. Shot is short and is rebound by Billy. Billy crosses the timeline, gives it to Otino. He thought about it. It's Mason inside. Teardrop by Watson's no good, and Witter with the rebound. Frazier slashing, contact, finish. Frazier battling through the contact, was able to get it to go. He's got 11 on the evening. Mason fires for 3, too strong. And it's saved on the end line by Otino, but Frazier comes up with the loose ball. And a foul on the open floor. And that call is on Taquan Zimmerman. That's his first. Team number 3 as Zimmerman will go to the bench. And Kareem Canty will check in for the first time. As Clint Scales checks back. And Kenny Otino will go to the bench also. 35-36. Canes trail. Rasenpour fires. Hit everything up on the rim, and it rims out. He had a wide open look just inside the 3-point line. Canty off the dribble, inside to Billy. Billy gets it knocked away by Rasenpour, and he's in the open floor in transition to Keith. And Rasenpour, the big man, running the floor, running the fast break to 2-on-1, and a nice dish to Shaquille Keith, and he finishes at the rim. Not too often you see the big fella handling the rock in the open floor, but Rasenpour did a good job. Canty shot short. Billy can't get the putback to go. A little frustration displayed by Billy on that last trip down. Shaquille Keith and Walker and clear the lane as Anthony Mason with another two-hand flush. Anthony Walker. Outstanding game thus far by Walker above the rim. All of his points have come by the way of the dunk. And count it for Watson as Rasenpour got caught in the open floor. That's Watson with the blow-by and the contact, and he was able to finish through it. And he'll go to the line to complete the 3-point play. Mike Poole checked back for the Hurricanes. Watson finishes. Seeing the replay there as he was able to blow by with the right hand on Rostenpour. Rostenpour picks up his second personal. Frazier back out to Rostenpour. He fires again, shot short now. See, looks like he's getting a little bit tired from that distance. Last two shots, too strong and too short. And a moving foul, a moving screen. Foul called on Billy White. He's not happy, and that's his first. Team foul number 4 for the Canes. Frazier looking for the screen. Two-man game between him and Walker. Frazier kicks it out to Keith. Keith stumbles with it. Good hand, stumbles again. A lot of contact and bailed out by the contact is Shaquille Keith, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. You can see in the replay here, Keith fumbled it there. Poole with the hand in there, and the contact on Watson. Initiated by Keith. Keith did a good job of getting his body in on Watson. He'll go to the line to shoot two as he knocks down the first. Shaquille Keith, 6'5" forward from Cape Breton University by way of Brampton, Ontario. 73% three-throw shooter, was able to knock down both, averaging 14 points on the season. Watson, though, back the other way, can't get it to go. Rebound by Walker. So another one and done. Frazier racing back the other way. And it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Frazier. And he's turned it over, and that's turnover number 8. As Coach Ben Resner looking for some contact on the other way. Very animated. So he was looking for that call. White now backing down. Walker swings it. Klitzkales shot short, rebound by Rostenpour. That's rebound number 9 on the evening for Big Mike. Rostenpour, dribble hand off the man. Lost it momentarily. Rostenpour fires. Shot is short. It's out of bounds as Billy with a good defensive challenge. And Rostenpour has gone ice cold from beyond the arc. Poole fires. He can't buy a basket this evening. Another wide open look, unable to convert. Keith in the open floor, draws the contact, and he'll go back to the free throw line. Shaquille Keith, good hesitation. Waited for the defender, and you can see in the replay as it was either on Klitzkales, and it looks like the reach-in call would be on Klitzkales. It's his second. Team number 6. Keith knocks down another free throw. 47.2 seconds left in the second quarter. And Keith knocks down another. Shaquille Keith, perfect from the charity stripe. 3 for 3, and he's got 8 on the evening. Canty with the left hand, shot short, rebound by Walker. So another missed opportunity in the half-court set for the Hurricanes. Frazier and Walker tried, and he gets the flush again. Another two-handed finish, but he almost made the acrobatic, very athletic finish with the one hand. This guy is showing some outstanding athleticism in the first 24 minutes. Canty fires, shots no good, rebound by Poole, and Poole with the putback at the buzzer. So a little positive at the end of that second quarter as Mike Poole was able to get the putback there, cutting the lead to 6. But the Highlanders doing a good job in the first 24 minutes. As they had some very good minutes there where they were able to do some outstanding things defensively, limiting the Hurricanes to multiple one-and-dones and consecutive trips. as they lead after 24 minutes, 46-40. High man thus far for the Highlanders, Chad Fraser with 11, and Tyrone Watson with 10 for the Hurricanes. So I'm going to step aside for the halftime break. So we'll be back in less than 15 minutes. But at the half, here at Scotiabank Center, it's the Battle of Nova Scotia, game number 4, as the Cape Breton Highlanders lead this one, 46-40. You're watching Halifax Hurricanes basketball on the Hurricanes YouTube channel. Very nice rhythm from CJ. Usually his points are inside of that painted area, but he's knocked down consecutive jump shots. And an important one from beyond the arc. Man Jr. draws the contact as he was able to get his body inside Watson and draw the contact, and Man Jr. will go to the line to shoot too. Watson's second personal, team number 2. Man Jr. rattles the first. 16 points on the season, a 78% free throw shooter. And he knocks down the second. So Man Jr. 6 points on the evening now. Clint Scales, thought about it, hesitation, blow by. Gets it inside, deep, thought about it again, gives it to Billy. Billy drew the contact on Rostenpour. So an interesting development now here for Coach Ben Resner as Rostenpour picks up his third personal. As you can see in the replay, Billy able to get Rostenpour off his feet and draw the contact, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Billy knocks down the first. White on the season, shooting 77% from the free throw line. He knocks down the second. So White, 2 for 3 from the charity stripe, 10 points on the evening now. 55-47. Highlanders continuing the lead here. Frazier, to Walker. Walker rolling back towards the rim, an outstanding defensive play on the help line as Watson, as he was able to tie up Anthony Walker and stop him from elevating at the rim. So that's turnover number 8 on the evening for the Highlanders. Billy trying to go to work on Rostenpour. Poole fires in and out, and Mike Poole just can't find his rhythm. He's able to not knock down another jumper as Frazier was able to finish at the rim. Good crossover and a miscommunication on the inbound between CJ and Clint Scales. That's turnover number 5 for the Canes. 10-point lead for the Highlanders, 57-47. 8:09 left in the third. And Clint Scales is called for the reach. And that's Clint Scales' third personal, and team number 3. Frazier looking for the screen. Splits the defense. Frazier, shot's no good. Frazier again, second chance. Loose ball, Rostenpour comes up with it. Rostenpour fires a crazy shot, hits the backboard, and he almost got that one to go. CJ's shot's rejected by Witter and racing back the other way with numbers are the Highlanders. Frazier can't muscle it over Watson. Lots of contact and a collision between Watson and Frazier, but Tyrone Watson did a good job of just standing his ground. Frazier unable to elevate over Watson as Cox checks back and CJ will go to the bench for the Canes. Very sloppy play here in this third quarter by both teams. Highlanders, though, leading it by 10, 57-47. 7:32 left in the third. Frazier now trying to back down Clint Scales. As Witter comes off the screen, fires for 3, and he misses just about everything, just skid the rim. And a good defensive possession there for the Hurricanes, but now they need to get some points here, generate some offense. Take advantage of that opportunity here. Watson, teardrop, no good. Rostempor over the back of Cox, and another defensive rebound for Rostempor. That's rebound number 10 on the evening. Jumper's good. As Frazier gives the shimmy shake down the court. Pull-up jumper and a 12-point lead for the Highlanders. Very, very quiet Scotiabank Center as the air seems to be let out here, as the Highlanders doing a good job defensively. And another defensive rebound by Rostempor. And Frazier is fouled in transition. And he was looking for a clear path foul there, but none coming, as Shaquille Keith would check back for the Highlanders, as Witter will go to the bench, and Antoine Mason will check in for Watson. And here comes Taquan Zimmerman, and Clint Scales will head towards the bench for the Canes. 12-point lead, 59-47, 6:34 left in the third quarter. Highlanders leading here. Inbounds, tipped away, and a turnover. Canes got numbers. Mason off the window. Mason converts. So a good looking transition play there, and a 3-on-2 after the errant inbound pass. So Hurricanes turning good defense and the good offense down the other way, as they were able to convert that turnover. 10-point lead, back to 10 here. Highlanders leading. Rostempor thought about the back door with Frazier. Man now, draws the double team. Man looking for the clear out in the one-on-one. Step back, tipped inside. Good defensive play, back-to-back defensive possessions for the Canes. Poole fires from 3, good look, just can't knock it down tonight. Mike Poole, some wide open jumpers, and that's number 5 on the night. He's 0 for 5 from the field. Keith looking for the screen. Keith trying to dribble between the legs, knocked away and turned it over. Come back the other way. Poole can't get it to go. And Zimmerman finishing up in transition, as Rostempor was beat towards the rim, as Coach Ben Resner looking for the travel call. And a timeout on the floor to be the media timeout. And we got a very interesting situation now, and I'm not sure if head coach Ben Resner realizes, but that's the 4th personal on Mike Rostempor. He's got 4. Rostempor have an outstanding evening defensively, especially on the defensive rebound. Done a good job. So timeout on the floor. Both teams trying to regroup, make some adjustments here. As they're continuing to shoot, hovering around the 40% from field goal range. Both teams here. Let me just look here and reset the stats here. Timeout on the floor, and just take a look at the upcoming games for the Hurricanes. The Canes back-to-back games this weekend, as they'll take on the Moncton Miracles tomorrow night. A 7 o'clock tip-off time here at Scotiabank, and then they'll head out on the road. Well, they'll head to the Central Division. It will be their first time heading out to Ontario, where they'll take on the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans on Friday, February the 17th. And on Sunday, February the 19th, they'll go into Orangeville and battle the A's, and finish up the road trip on Monday, February the 20th, versus the first place Central Division leaders, the London Lightning, before returning home on Wednesday, February the 22nd, where they'll take on the Moncton Miracles. So timeout on the floor, media timeout. Both teams trying to regroup. As Taquan Zimmerman will go to the line to try to complete the three-point play. 59-51. Zimmerman was able to convert. So the Canes able to get that double-digit deficit back down to single digits. Frazier now. To Keith. Keith spinning in the lane, taking Billy off the dribble, draws the contact, and Shaquille Keith will go to the line to shoot two. Keith doing a good job of backing down Billy. A lot of contact there. It looked like they were letting it go. Billy with the last bit of physical action and was called for the push as Keith knocks down the first. Keith misses the second. It's an 8-point lead still. 60-52. 4:50 and counting in the third quarter. Otino gets it rejected there by Walker, but the putback is there by Billy. Billy staying with it. Is able to convert there. Mason knocks it away. Mason driving, left hand finish. Mason finishing at the rim as he's taking a look at the replay here. Outstanding defensive play, strips it away from Walker. Racing down the left side, got his body into Man Jr. Converting with the left hand, and he'll go back to the free throw line to complete the three-point play. And he does. Three-point lead, 60-57. Finally hearing the Scotiabank faithful as Frazier silences him again. Frazier continuing to be very effective driving the ball to the basket. Zimmerman, shot is too strong, rebound by Keith. Keith, and it rims out. Keith has done an outstanding job this evening, in particularly in transition, being very patient and buying his time and calculated drive towards the basket as he goes back to the free throw line, but he has struggled a little bit from the charity stripe. And the struggle continues. A 73% free throw shooter on the season, misses the first. And he knocks down the second. (63-57) now. Otino. And Walker was there waiting for him. He altered that shot. Mason fires for three, rebounds by Keith. So once again, the rim protection coming up big by Anthony Walker as he was able to bother Otino. And a nice spin move and taking Otino towards the rim is Shaquille Keith. But Mason back the other way. As Frazier, no answer for Antoine Mason. Mason back to the free throw line to finish the three-point play again. Mason converts. Finally starting to hear the defensive chant call here at Scotiabank for the Canes. Frazier able to beat Mason off the dribble. Frazier continuing the strong play this evening. Zimmerman can't get it to go with the left, but a second chance opportunity. Ronaldo now in the first times in this evening for Ronaldo checking in for the Hurricanes. He couldn't get it to go. Either could Cox. So a missed opportunity, that offensive trip down. Shack drives. Oh, Walker tried the highlight two-hander. Put back, couldn't get it to go, but Mason again. Antoine Mason answering. Third consecutive and ones in transition as Tyrell Edwards. And Edward gets teed up. Not happy about that call. So ill-advised time to get a technical call against you when you're up and you've had pretty much the momentum throughout this ball game as Tyrell Edwards called for the foul in transition, and he's being read the riot act right now by head coach Ben Resner. As Mason knocks down the first free throw, that'll be the technical. Now he'll try to complete the three-point play. And he does. So Antoine Mason doing a good job from the charity stripes, shooting 70% from there, and he's been locked in this evening. Three-point game, one possession game now. It was double digits in this third quarter. Highlanders had all the momentum. Now the Canes have it as Ronaldo able to finish. So a 6-point trip for the Canes. Mann Jr. draws the contact and he'll go back to the free throw line. As it looked like the personal will go on Kenny Otino. It'll be his second, and the Canes are in the penalty. Charles Mann Jr. continuing the struggle from the charity stripe. And he misses the second. Cox battles underneath. Otino can't get it to go. As Walker was able to disrupt that attempt again. Crowd starting to get into it now. 1 point lead for the Highlanders. Keith slashes, loses the handle, and it's turned over. So the Canes with a good defensive stop there. Now they're looking to convert offensively here. Just under a minute to go in the third. Canes battling all the way back here. They get it within one. Mason can't draw the contact as Anthony Walker was there standing his ground and disrupting that attempt by Mason. Frazier, hesitation, kicked it out, wide open. Keith fires, too strong. Walker with the putback. Still one possession game as the Canes will hold for the last shot. Zimmerman fires. Bang! He connects at the buzzer and ties this one up to go into the fourth. And that was from way out as Taquan Zimmerman finishing the third quarter with an exclamation point, as we are all knotted up, 69-69, headed to the fourth quarter. As the Canes were able to battle all the way back, as being down as much as 12 points in that quarter, they were able to get this thing on even terms. So we got an old-fashioned barn burner headed in the last 12 minutes. So buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. This one is going to be an interesting one. It's these two teams continuing the battle each other and pull this one out. Game number 4, the Battle of Nova Scotia. Canes outscoring the Highlanders 29-23 in that third quarter. As we had 3 ties and 6 lead changes. Canes have only led a couple of times in this ball game. Only led by 2 points. Highlanders' largest lead, it was 12. So 12 minutes remaining. We are all knotted up, 69-69. It's the high man on the evening for each team. Antoine Mason with 15. Outstanding third quarter, getting the Canes back on even terms. Chad Frazier, the high man on the other side for the Highlanders at 19. As Anthony Walker, though, has got 17 and 14. Mike Rostenpour, before he picked up his 4th personal, also had 14 rebounds with 7 points. Shaquille Keith also with a strong third quarter as well. He's got 16. So 12 minutes to go here. All knotted up on even terms, 69-69. As Frazier will control the tempo here for the Highlanders. Back to Frazier.